Okay, this week's free stock pick, we are sending out HLX. You can see the symbol up here. Helix Energy Solutions. All right, it hit. Let's see. This is back in June. On June 11th, it hit 1265, and then on Friday, it hit broke through that at 1276, and then today on a pretty weak tape as far as the way the market went. I mean, it closed flat, but it was strong early, so kind of had a reversal in the market today. Pretty strong. Trading here for HLX had a high of 1264. So we've got a couple potential catalysts here. One would be a break of Monday's high. So we have a 1265 potential entry for us. And then also a break of Friday's high at 1277. So you have a couple stacked catalysts, we like to call them. Okay, a break of Monday's high and then Friday's high, subsequent. And then let me go to the 1-year chart to show you why it looks so good. I mean, it just fell off a cliff back from around $30 within the past year, climbed up and then went sideways. So we like it above, especially above the last 2 days trading. As always, we will follow up with a video on how we handled this tomorrow night sometime. We may not take the trade, even if it does get to. Let me zoom in again here. Even if it does get to either 1265 and or 1277, we still might not take it. And I know you've heard us say this on free picks before. If it gaps down below 12 or something and opens down here, then by the time it gets up to these two prices, we won't be interested. It will be on a short-term overbought. Also, if the market's hitting new lows at the same time, so we won't take it. So, even if it's triggering right at that same time. So everything, has to be in our favor. And we base everything on intraday activity that we post live in our chat with voice, and we'll show charts and that sort of thing too. So, keep in mind, and that's why we follow up with these wrap-up videos. This isn't a given trade, even if it gets up to either one of these two spots. But we'll follow up tomorrow night and let you know how we handled it. We have about 4 or 5 other ideas on the watch list, plus some of our inverse ETF strategies are setting up, I think, fairly well for tomorrow if the market shows any weakness. So a couple ideas to trade. Today, I'll just go over one that we had. I only really called one official trade today, and looking at it, CENX, it looks like, you look at this and think, oh, fake breakout, and went lower, and some people probably got burned, but we played this very carefully. Let me show you an intraday chart. Hit 1175 early, pulled back, came back up and kind of based for a little bit again. So we called it, said if it breaks its early high, 1176, had a pretty tight stop here at 1159. What is that, 17-cent risk? And from 1176, it popped out, pretty quickly to 1195. And as we teach, once we have a dime or more, we sell some, get to a break-even stop. And then as this thing continued up on another leg, up into the 12s here, we sold more and just scaled out. So, it wasn't a huge trade, but certainly a nice trade, and it was liquid enough. You could have had as many shares as you wanted. It traded 6 million shares today, so a nice little trade there. And we still want to watch this over the coming days because this is CENX again, because the 1-year chart on this one looks very good, especially if it can get up over these recent highs. So, and I'm not saying for Tuesday necessarily, but let's keep our eyes on CENX over this 1218 area that put in a high today over the next week or two. It certainly has room to the left after that. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up, and we'll follow up with a video on how we handled HLX on Tuesday. Have a great night.